up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Danielle, if you have not met me already. Whoa, I have not said that intro in literally so long. Definitely feels good to be back, although I'm already sweating, so love that for me. But yes, hello everybody. I am finally back and sitting in front of the camera and ready to chat your guys' ear off today, I can already tell. I do want to take the time to say thank you to everyone who was still tuning in to my channel while I was on a slight mini YouTube break. I did so because I did not want to put the pressure on rushing my Lost Lands vlog. I really do love the way that it turned out, so if you haven't already, go check it out. I will leave a link to it down below. Now that my huge busy festival month season of September is over, I had asked you guys on my Instagram what you would like to see from me. And one thing I will be definitely leaning more towards is daily vlogging. And then the other thing that you guys wanted to see is festival story times and just different festival experiences that I've had over the years. I have waited so long to share this story, and I don't even really know what I want to title this video yet. If you guys know me in real life, then you will know that I kind of has switched my rave group a little bit. There was a lot of things that had happened to me to where I almost thought I would never be able to go to a festival again because I never had someone to go with. And I almost felt like I lost all my rave friends. Flash forward to now, and as you guys can clearly see, I have developed so many amazing friendships through Instagram ultimately and online. And I'm going to share my story today about how I did that and really dive into why I now choose to vlog for these festivals. Yes, so if you are interested in hearing my official festival story and like how I came about to be Moon Delights, grab a snack, grab a cup of coffee. This is going to take a minute, I already know. So we'll start from the very beginning, and I'm going to try to make the beginning quick. I started going to festivals when I had the funds for it, which was 2017. I've always been a lover of music, always been a lover of the festival fashion. I know I've shared several times in the past. Vanessa Ann Hudgens like really got me into what festival culture is. Her style and outfits were always so intriguing for me when she went to Coachella. I worked at a local town bar as a hostess, so I would get paid every 2 weeks and it was minimum wage. So what little money that I had, I would save up and sometimes buy like random little cute rave outfits and stuff. My fashion has definitely evolved, but I always was like studying that. So fashion is really what got me into wanting to attend festivals, alongside with obviously being a lover of music. But I don't think I would have ever really gone to a festival if it weren't for Vanessa Ann Hudgens, because I was very, very shy growing up. I think there's even a video of me making festival fashion and outwardly saying I've never even been to a festival before. So yeah, I actually concocted what I already had in my closet to create 3 festival look ideas. I kind of took ideas from other people and from what people have told me before after going to a festival. I've never been to a festival myself. This will be my first year actually going, so I just kind of took from what they said happened and tried to make it with what I've already had. I had also had an old friend, I guess I'll call her. We had had a falling out, and this is a big reason why I never wanted to really share this online for the sake of her privacy. I'll share whatever, I don't give a fuck. But like for the sake of other people, I do try to keep things private. But in the meantime, I had met her at cosmetology school. She had already gone to a couple different festivals and shows in her time span as well. Finally, in 2017, if you guys have been watching me for that long, because I've always been doing YouTube, but I was mostly filming like about fashion or hair and stuff like that. Firefly 2017 was the first music festival that I ever officially attended. That was when I first started at Alta, so I felt more relaxed and at ease with finances at that time and knew that I would be able to afford it. Little old me expecting some grandiose Coachella influencer, fashion everywhere type of festival. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed, although T-Pain literally rocked my shit. That man killed it. I was expecting, I guess, the plur, if that makes any sense, which I had not yet experienced. So I didn't really know if I loved festivals at the time. I don't know. That just wasn't what I was expecting. Flash forward another year, and bear in mind, this town is small and people know each other. My old friend had run into another old friend of mine that I have known since high school, who is Brett. So shout out to Brett. I have always known Brett to go to these shows as well. That is kind of how it all connected. Brett goes to shows and festivals all the time, and Moonrise is always around the time of his birthday. So that is what we had decided to do. EDM has been something that I've always dabbled in. If you are a lover of music, you kind of do experience a little bit of everything. But I wouldn't say that I was well versed in the community up until Moonrise. And going to Moonrise 2018 was something, I don't even have words for it. It was like one of the most breathtaking experiences. And because of that, like, I immediately was hooked. That's where I found the plur. That's where I found like the fashion and the glitter, and like all of that is something that I really have always taken part in. Brett also has friends that are all into the community as well. Shout out to Leah and Tristan, and they have a bunch of different friends that kind of branches out. Ultimately, that kind of became my rave group for like the longest time. That's who I was going to shows with, alongside with Giselle and her boyfriend Jeremy, and kind of like all the people that I worked with at that local bar. Since I fell in love with Moonrise in 2018, I went to Lost Lands, and Lost Lands really did it for me with dubstep and bass music, and that is basically where I found what I like genre-wise. I think I've mentioned on my channel several times Space Mom. Rez was someone that I had seen several times during all those like pre-Rona days, and I fell in love with Subtronics during those times, going to a bunch of different shows. I liked anyone from the Wakan label. Those were basically who kind of started it for me. Flash forward, Patrick and I, we were off and on for a very long time, and sometimes we would have plans or events but just not be getting along. It wasn't his fault or mine, to be honest. Or it was both of us, I guess. So because of that, I would have to cancel shows, or I wouldn't be able to attend festivals, which Lost Lands 2019 was a festival that I was planning on going to, but we were having like a little bit of a rough patch, so I decided against it, and so did he. So because of that, I felt like my group was kind of dwindling. Also, everyone was just like busy doing their whole lives. Like, I also learned with Miss Rona that when things are always handed to you, such as like shows and festivals, they're not as appreciated. It almost got to the point where I was like getting annoyed by the constant shows being thrown into my face. I guess we're kind of at that point again now, but in a different light. Amidst all that, I had met my most recent ex-boyfriend, which I don't need to get very much into. The basis of our entire relationship was during a pandemic. So neither one of us really got to experience live music together. I don't think that that was really his thing as much as it was mine. So I always kind of felt like I was never going to really have that chance to experience that with him. But at the time, I still had my other friends, Brett and all the friends that I had met through him. But moving to Florida, I almost felt like I had nobody. Kind of keeping that in the back of my head, I started to post a lot online. That's when Moon Delights really started to thrive. I've had the Instagram for years now, but would only really post here and there and never really knew what direction I wanted to take it in, because I kind of was in a new environment, and I also didn't really know if I was going to talk to my rave friends anymore or be able to like attend anything with them. And in the middle of that, my old friend and Brett had broken up, which I didn't really know what side to take with that kind of concept, and I didn't really know where the world was going to go. I know everybody was feeling these things, but this was just all the stuff that kind of like was in the back of my mind while I was not even home in Maryland. I felt very lonely. I was developing severe anxiety, like almost to the point where if I had to leave the house, I was like getting really shaky and like on the verge of panicking. The idea of moving away was so, I lusted, I guess, over the idea of like not knowing anybody, but then realized with like such a shy personality, going to these events without a group was like so intimidating. And I mean, they weren't even happening just yet at that point anyway. Florida was like one of the first few that did have festivals, but I never really was going to any shows or anything because I never had anybody to really go with. I basically did nothing but post online. I made tons of YouTube videos and I made tons of content kind of all surrounding about festivals. We were supposed to go to Coachella that year, and we had a bunch of different plans that I thought were going to be life-changing type of experiences for me. Because of all that and kind of like living with someone that I realized didn't even really have the same passions as me, I truly thought that I was going to lose what I love, which looking back now is all anxiety talking, because you can't really fall out of love of music. If you're a lover of music, it's like you don't grow out of that. No, none of us really even knew what was going to happen with the world at that time. So I think a lot of things were just like heavy on my heart, and I didn't really even have anyone to talk to about it. I had been posting tons of videos about Coachella and about festivals in general and all the experiences that I had had in pre-Miss Rona times. And because of that, I was discovered by Emma Capotes, which is one of my most favorite festival influencers. She is super sweet and I would absolutely love to meet her in person one day. So Emma had added me to all these different Facebook forums, and because of that, that's kind of when I started to learn that there are other people just like me that are just starting out on YouTube. I didn't realize how tight-knit the festival community was. Like, it's widespread, it's all over the world, but like if someone knows that you rave, like you immediately become their friend and like they take you in. And it was, I guess, pretty apparent when I first started with Brett and all of his friends, but like I really didn't put myself out there as much as I had started to during the pandemic times. Lo and behold, as you guys have been watching me for a while, so you kind of know how my life has been leading, but I got dumped and I had to move back to Maryland. While in the moment, I believed that to be one of the worst experiences I have ever had to feel in my entire life, it was also a huge blessing, because there were so many things that I had ran away from here in Maryland that I was avoiding, and I just basically like wanted to start all over, or so I thought. I wanted to start all over with a whole new life, but I wasn't quite ready yet. Moving back, I had so many people reach out to me. Ooh, I'm gonna try not to cry. I had so many people reach out to me with the festival community, even like locals, people that I've known all my life, alongside with people that I had only met through online hashtags and just like the things that I was posting on Moon Delights. Having so many people, holy fuck, I did not think I was gonna cry. I'm in such a better headspace right now, but this is really emotional. I have not really shared everything like I am right now. I was super sweaty too, I'm so sorry. I had so many different people reach out to me and tell me that I'm not alone and invite me to things and basically say that they have my back. Going through the 6 months in Florida feeling very unheard and not real is the best way to put it. I felt like I didn't exist. It was really nice coming back home to my roots and having roots and proof that I do exist, and I have made some sort of like pathway for myself, and I have friends and I have a life. Oh my god, what the fuck? Right off the bat, one of the first few people that reached out to me was Rob. So Rob, without sharing too much of his personal business, had also been recently out of a relationship and had offered me to come with him to, originally we were supposed to go to EDC Vegas when EDC Vegas was supposed to happen in June or something like that. I was down. Like, I kind of had no reason to say no to something like that. He was a stranger online, but we had coordinated a bunch of different things where I was going to go meet up with him and we were going to spend the day together and like get to know each other a little bit more, so that way it wasn't like super sketch. Rob and I hit it off right away. I mean, how can you not? When you're bonding over music festivals, it's pretty easy, but We hit it off right away and automatically were super excited. That was probably the safest way to go about that. So my advice to anyone who would be planning that too is to like take the time to really get to know the person and offer to meet them in a public area or something like that, which is what we did. Because there was like so much like iffiness on EDC Vegas on if it would even happen, our backup plan was originally to do Sunset Music Festival, which I will get into in a second. In the middle of all of that, I had reached back out to Brett because one of the first few things that I also wanted to do when I first moved back home was buy my Lost Lands tickets, because Lost Lands tickets officially went on sale in March. I didn't have a plan. I didn't know who I was going to go with. I just was kind of like, I'm going to full send it. So I bought these tickets and had reached back out to Brett to see if he had wanted to come with me. Even though my old friend and him had broken up, I still felt like I didn't want to lose all of what I had built with those relationships before pandemic days. I was invited out by Leah and Tristan and their whole group, and I got to hang out with all of them and rekindle that friendship, which also was something that, like I said, was weighing on me during the entirety of the pandemic. I really thought that I was going to lose all of those people, but it's a simple text of reaching out to people, and then you realize like all of that was in your head and your anxiety was for no reason, basically. That kind of made me feel a lot more relaxed, knowing that I'm going to be able to make new friends, but then also still have the opportunities to go to shows and stuff with my old friends, which was something that was so important to me. So flash forward to Sunset Music Festival. The time is May. It's finally coming around, and Rob and I are officially going to this festival, two strangers together. Sunset Music Festival was the best fucking festival I have ever been to because of that. Like, me and Rob talk about it daily to this day, that we really believe, because there was no pressure on the individual to act a certain way or be a certain person. Like, both of us really had a good time. I also think both of us are really good with the flow, which in turn can make a great festival experience as well when you have a buddy that literally is like down for whatever. We had met so many people at Sunset, Eleni, my friend Eleni being one of them, who is also someone that I met online. And Eleni is one of my best fucking friends. She, while at Sunset, had invited me to go to Elements. And since I was on such a high with like internet people, I was like, sure, why not? So when I went home, I bought those tickets as well. And that's kind of like where it stems from there. I will always love that that was basically the segue into this new era of festival friends that I'm about to talk about. Rob is fucking special, like so special to me, and I just think that he showed me that I like don't have to be shy to people, and like I can talk to anybody. I was also posting about how I wasn't sure who I was gonna go with at Lost Lands. This might have been like a little bit farther back before we have gone to Sunset. Because I was open and honest about that, I had met Emily, which if you guys have been watching my videos, you will know Emily as well. Emily is from around the same area as me too, but we had never met aside from online. She has a whole other mist of like friends that she has known and gone to events with as well. She had invited me to go to Lost Lands with her because she kind of was following my situation and my story, knew that I wasn't sure who I was going to go with. And so then I had bought my ticket to Elements. This was kind of like a last minute decision. And it was risky, especially being so close with Lost Lands. Lost Lands was the only festival originally that I had tickets for. Emily also got invited to do the fashion show. So it was really cool knowing that my friend that I was going to stay with Lost Lands like was also coming to Elements. We also were going to a bunch of different shows together at that point in time. So we were really starting to get very close. And once again, all of these people I've met on the internet. When I found out that Emily was going, it also made me super excited because then I knew I had like a bunch of different groups going all at one time. In the midst of all that, Brett's brother, Trevor, had also finally convinced Brett to go to Lost Lands alongside with his girlfriend Lexi. So, and then I knew Giselle and Jeremy and Madison were going, and then I also knew Rob and his crew were going. So it wound up being like 30 people that I knew. Some of them I even had met at Sunset. Shout out to Cam and Angie too. Like literally this group, like Lost Lands was like, I turned around and I knew someone from every corner of the festival. Coming home from that, I'm still on such a high. It's almost been a whole month now, but that like going through that footage and like feeling so grateful for all my friends made me realize that I have just built an entire empire when it comes to friends and like festivals. And I never really knew, I guess back when I first was getting introduced to all of this, how many friends I really was making during all that time of COVID. And I never really knew how easy it was to become friends with all these people by just like agreeing to going to all these events and meeting such lovely people and being super open-minded to like all the experiences being shared with them. I just feel like it's really blossoming into the lifestyle that I have always wanted for myself. And the simple things out of all of it were the fact that I just posted about it and shared my life with you guys, and having your guys' support means the absolute fucking world to me. And I really mean it when I say that I want to meet every single person like that follows Moon Delights, likes my stuff, subscribes to my channel, and like watches me. If I don't already know you in real life, like I want to meet every viewer that I come across and be able to dance and party with them and rage with them. And ultimately that is why I do this. So that is my purpose with my content. Being super shy all of my life, I never really felt like I was given a voice, and you know, being very vocal online has given me the opportunity to see that there are people who want to listen to me and meet me and know me, and there are people with several common interests as I, and it is just so fucking special. That is my story, and I wanted to sit down and openly talk about things because, well, I am an open book. You can ask me anything, and in real life I will tell you. The only reason why I won't maybe share some stuff is for the sake of others. Like I said, I am still like so over the moon with the month of September, with Elements, and like all the shows I've been attending and all the people that I've been meeting that are like inviting me to other shows, and I want to say yes to basically everything. Sometimes I have to say no, which I hate, but I just wanted to share where I'm coming from. When I've been meeting these new people in this new phase of my life, I try to express to them how different I used to be. Not like I changed completely, but more or less like how shy and timid I once was, and like how I never would have seen myself just a couple years ago being such a like festival guru, like the person that I've always wanted. I just hope I make that little Danny so fucking proud. Like I hope that you know, going into all this content creating, like not really having any specific thing that I wanted to share other than just my life, I hope that I'm able to come off like somewhat entertaining or inspire you guys in some way, or maybe even just like allowing that glimpse into my life, I hope makes you want to get to know me. I just want to make a bunch of friends and have a bunch of different experiences and bond over the fact that we all love festivals and music and crazy outfits and laughter and just like fun experiences that only make sense to the person that you shared it with. When I make a friend, I like keep it. Like I won't let you go. Like all of you guys are gonna be dubbed as my friends forever now. So, yeah, cheers to that and the many other festival experiences that I'm sure we all will have from now on. That's my story. Stay tuned for all the other vlogs and festivals that I will get into, because I mean it's not over. It's, if anything, it's just getting started. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I'm officially back. I will be posting on a weekly basis again Let me know if there is any content that you would like to see from me. I will be sharing other festival experiences and story times alongside with the daily vlogging. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!